shabby by any means here. Let's see what they have to offer, this free style of calling for Hampus on the T side. Just to move the little chess pieces around the board here. And Kyojin does cop a bit of a goose through the boards. Not a critical amount of damage here, so he sticks around for a fight, looks for a head, and is being run on down, so needs to back off. Has Apex to help him on out here, but it is just the kit in his belt loops. They don't actually have any flashes to initiate more so. And now they've got banana control. Hampus is calling the team back over to execute towards B. As a tag with a smoke and a flash, and they can go. Hampus can cover off the rotations top mid.
I mean, this should be as a simple bread and butter, smoke and flash and go. Rez to be the spearhead of the assault, the armored P250. Long range, Apex does have a tight angle he can tap, and he's missed his shots, now becoming a bit of an issue. Not for Kyojin, though. Finds the first on the pull cross. ZywOo contributes long range, and already NiP dilapidated. Nothing left of them other than what was supposed to be the pointy end of the spear. Rez up against the whole squad, and untouched. Kyojin with a quad kill to start off proceedings.
That's beautiful stuff for Kyojin there. If you haven't been following him earlier in the year, replacing veteran RPK. And look, it was going to take some time before this kid could be bedded in as a tier 1 player. And as the year starts to round on out, he's getting better and better. And you mentioned Masuta. Well, that's a rookie who did exactly that last year, starting to become the second star for the French. But that was way too easy for Vitality there to kick things off. NiP are going to respond with some deagles.
Oh, but this is hot. Something about the symmetry, the 2 rifles, 3 SMGs, a mix of aggression and support from long range. This is a potent mix. Apex. You can see exactly it coming to life now. ZywOo has his flank from second, or had. Now Apex, loses his head, and his SMG could be retrieved if this one slows down. Doesn't look like it will, Chad. Look at that banana control. They got it deep. Plopski, however, is taking back control. Yeah,
going to be issues here if ZywOo or Kyojin go down towards A, because Masuda will need shox to bait them on in towards banana, but just searching, right? This is a pretty standard approach on a 4-spy round when you have deagles. If you had Tech 9s, we might be expecting a bit more of a set piece, but with deagles, it's looking for the heads, and well, they've been able to find one so far. Still some smokes to work with here, so executes are possible.
Hi guys, Rez here. Welcome to my flash tutorial.
This one here should at least force shox off the line, but might be too high to do anything about Masuda, so he's still good to go. And, well, looking to farm on up. Jumped and peek. Plopski, good for it.
Yeah, and that was one of the SMGs again. Falls into enemy hands. Armored enemy hands. Shox hard cleared. The pre-fire was good. The conversion's there. And now issues. Big issues. And I'm not talking about magazines. Kit spotted in mid, loose now from this retake. ZywOo, if that bomb goes down, which he's not going to be able to contest, I say that with bated breath, he does bang Fuzi. And Rez not far off as well. He's got 5 HP to work with. They can recover this. They should recover this. ZywOo and Kyojin, bomb loose, thanks to his handiwork. He's not expecting
Should be spotted.
Right! Rez with the shot. A left, right, good night. Kyojin to clutch, saved him on the pistol with a 4K, and now doing the same. They're 10 seconds, they have to plant. Kyojin's presence is so foreboding, and he controls the spray. Still yet to go down, well recovered considering NiP, they gave it everything.
Yeah, it got very, very dicey there. Now, this is where the more scrimmy style of what NiP are playing with could come on in, because you just took 4 players out of the server, and we'll get a couple of shots of this. This is Plopski, fantastic work from him, aware of the position, the jump to make it more awkward, the accuracy there of the MP9 reigning supreme, and the 1-for-1 here. Great trading, right? The basics for NiP is what was important in this situation. But you could have argued, when you take down so many players, you could force again, but no plant, they'll humble themselves, and well, they'll get out 3 deagles one more time, 2 P250s alongside that. And now for Vitality.
Oh, what a perfect incendiary. You can't even peek banana off that.
Yeah, just corral them towards T stairs, right? You're seeing a lot of this, the same deep mid smoke that you see as well to help throw them down from top mid is also a possibility as part of this, but try not to give up too many casualties this time, Vitality.
Apex is very hungry, a hungry, hungry hippo. Did you ever play that?
I did, yeah. It wasn't a board game in my house. It was only when I went to a friend's.
Yeah, same. We never had the cool games.
We had Monopoly.
Yeah, but I said the cool games. Oh, sorry. ESL Monopoly, buy it now.
I liked Monopoly.
Me too. It just took too long.
We never played by the real rules, though.
Did you have a speedy version?
Yeah, we never traded properties and stuff.
Yeah, we just started by dealing out the properties and then bargaining with each other.
Oh, okay. You did a bit more of the...
Just 3 hours and a couple of meltdowns.
The meltdown sub probably still happen.
I still have the most iconic meltdown in my family where I fully flipped the board.
Oh,
I'm talking paper money everywhere, tears, a full tanty.
All right, well, that deep mid-smoke I'm talking about immediately comes into play. Yeah, they've thrown it out, so we're going to see that coming straight away, and that'll just buy them a bit of a buffer for some of these fast A executes we saw from NiP yesterday. that got them to this point.
Yeah, and on the CT side, NiP were really willing to take fights up mid. Plopski already has taken Kyojin down and given him his first death more to come. shox next on the naughty list, and that looks a bit embarrassing, completely booked. It looks really good for the Ninjas with just a couple of scrapes of their knee as they stampede into Masuta. An MP9 up against the whole squad. A bad clear. Fozy maybe has given them a way in. If Masuta can find another, they knew where he was. The rest will fall into place, and we will see the Ninjas demonstrate value and capacity to convert. Apex, what's your best case scenario here?
A kill and an upgrade would be nice. You don't really want to be holding on to the MP9. I suppose with 5k in his back pocket, staying alive is good, right? But if you could get anything out of this, find yourself an AK-47, that would be tidy. But that was just aim map, right? They just hit all the necessary shots there. It was quite simple stuff. Just into a default spread, taking the fights, heads up CS, quick about it, right? And some of the things that you're going to be learning today if you are Vitality is, well, we have no idea what they're going to throw our way. Because I'm talking about hampers. Okay, hold up a second. You're going to go down the side of the head here, I think, Apex.
Yeah, I like the style points with the nade. He's trying to be the new ex-god.
Whoa, and Hampus is actually going to back off. So guarding the T-side economy there, going to allow Apex to keep that MP9. Not too worried about that. But issues is, Apex could drop an AWP over towards ZywOo now if they'd like. So they can get a buy going. ZywOo's actually look like he can buy his own AWP here, so not necessary. And yeah, just all the opening kills going the way of the Ninjas. Great stuff. Good to see the aim on point early here. And there's Fozy, the new boy in the team, stepping in and getting a back rub.
Do that every time, guys. Just do that every round. We win.
The 5 headshot strategy is one of the easiest to call, one of the hardest to pull off. So we'll see if they can continue to convert some of those. But that AWP now over towards A and the top mid smoke again. So this is pretty standard stuff out of Vitality here, just to slow down the Swedes' approach. And you can see spamming speculative shots through the smoke, trying to find any bodies they can. And well, shox is actually parking behind this. Bomb will be smoked off, so has to respect that. Porch molly going to land here as well.
This is a very potent setup. Bedroom side and apartment T entrance. Both currently manned by a defender. Very active 4-man A defense. And NiP, they've certainly done enough convincing so as to at least keep feet planted. Does Tag want more? He will go down if ZywOo has his way with him.
This is a good call. They're ready for this and their execute is coming.
They're just pulling the plug on the setup. They'll be more passive as that second line of smokes arrives. Arch, library. And around. ZywOo's got vision. Hampus walks straight into the hairs. More on the way. Short the next victim. Multiple there. And oh my god, ZywOo, a face full of info. Trying to avoid the hot lead. It's Fozy to put him down. But a spray from Kyojin. Good for another multi-kill as he keeps on farming. Maybe it's his day in the sunshine.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see, wouldn't it? A great time for him to come online in a big way. We've already had, as we've highlighted, good stuff out of Masuta, great stuff out of ZywOo here, on track to pick himself up an MVP if he can just stick with ZywOo level performances. But if Kyojin just decides that he wants to be another big man on campus here today, it is going to be a rough ride for NiP. Now, these executes worked quite well for them yesterday. Not the same, and that's why I said it was a good call, because they hedged their bets. They were not expecting a B play whatsoever. Hampus might need to call his troops over there to condition that bomb site early. The deep smoke again, and the HE behind it. They're ready for these heads-up plays.
They are calling this.
They do it, well, not as much as I thought, a bit deep there. But they're ready to go again. Ready to pounce straight up mid. As soon as this smoke starts to fade, they'll unleash their own. So much utility to make this one work for NiP.
Yeah, but Vitality have had time to set up behind the flames, and now they'll throw the same smokes. It's the same call. Hampus keeping it simple. We'll see if it's stupid. Up mid, Hampus confirming and maintaining control of long side.
Pushing here.
Yeah, but he's got a great deal of space to stretch his legs here, and he's even just saw them round the corner. This could be a brilliantly paced flank. ZywOo to activate. Nades have landed. Masuta has activated. Look at that. 3 on the SMG and escapes. It makes it competitive. Never mind competitive. It's over. Apex slams this case shut at 5-1. And that looked like NiP's round, even though they were keeping it right back to the same play.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? There's such a short playbook to look through, just literally the demos of yesterday. And it feels like Vitality are ready for this. They're not feeling any presence or any dramas in Banana right now. The fact that Masuta is able to do this. And look at the pace that you're seeing these executes come in at. There was still over a minute left on the clock when that round ended. This is old school Counter-Strike.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say now, like, I know this is your remit,
this is how I used to play the game.
This feel like old CS.
This is what I used to do. Okay, boys, we'll sit behind their block smokes, we'll execute, we'll go, and we hope we trade efficiently.
And let's hope there's not 4 of them there.
Yeah.
Oh, there is. Ah. And there's an SMG behind us.
This is not too bad.
Tech9 directly.
Well, if he doesn't clear the smoke.
Masuta, did he see it?
They're going to walk through because Hamper's called it clear.
Oh, okay. I thought Masuta had pulled off the 5D chest, and it may still be. As they do pull the util and the rotate. Mission accomplished in that respect.
Now, this is more mid-round, right? Now, they're when they don't have the smokes, when they don't have all the goodies, they're actually just playing out a pretty standard round. Luckily, Hamper snuck on through, but 2 rifles to work with here, a couple of smokes as well. And if they turn their attention back towards A, they can have a 2v4. ZywOo currently with that AWP over towards long. Kyojin is going to have to give us another multi-kill here, I think, because if they get pick control and ZywOo's smoked off, it's not going to be an easy retake.
Perfectly timed reactionary smoke. Rejigging the setup again. ZywOo has returned to his domain here on A.
Oh, as Hampers, you'd want them to go through the smoke, but it's not the best play right now for Fozy and Essetag.
I kind of like this potential bad info in shox's walk. Nothing to report short.
If he clears boiler, he's going to... Oh.
Yeah, he's concerned about B. And Hampus is ready! That'll be the go sign. They don't. One head falls. They know Kyojin's there. Him and ZywOo partner up in perfect unison. There's some real synchronicity between this A setup.
That was beautiful, right? Just playing off of each other right there, not overextending either. Like, you're just managing these angles fantastically there out of Kyojin. shox, I think, gave them the go signal. It was like, hey, they probably rotated away, guys. He just called mid-clear, but no. Straight into the jaws of the 2. Apex must be loving his life right now. Hey, guys, they're not really coming B. You can just leave me. I'm on my own. It's all good.
You know he's getting that info every ratty way he can to keep those troops stacked over on that A site. So far, so good. Looks like Hampus' playbook is useful as a chocolate teapot when you've had about 24 hours to get the calls together.
It's so hard, right? Because the thing is, one of the things with Fozy is you're learning what utility he knows, and then you're remembering, okay, well, what utility does all my teammates know? And Essetag, how much did we teach you of the playbook that we need, right? So you're going through all these pages, and this is where it's a bit more... everybody understands the basic concepts, right? You know the default spreads, and you understand what you need to be doing in all these situations, but Hampus is going to have to do a lot more micromanaging, or that's where Essetag is going to have to step up and contribute with that micromanaging. So things aren't going to be easy, but here we go. Turning our attention back towards Banana. A couple of nades to soften up. Chip damage looks good. Hampus lobbed on down to 31 points of health, and there's another one for good measure. Look, more pressure from Apex here.
Suspects that after the 2 all-ins on A, he's going to have a bit more people knocking on his Banana door, and he's bang on the money. Bomb leaning that way, early presence 2, nade successful, but Plopski's going to throw out the same, or at least one of those same execute smokes they've just been committing behind, this time just arch side deep. And they'll be able to take away Bracket's control. Boiler clear, and they have A, but starting to crawl up B.
Now, the difference right now is they're not executing blind, so they can actually work with this space, but searching too far could be a bit of a drama here. But they have both key pieces of real estate, Banana control and top mid. Currently, well, as I say currently, they've actually rescinded. Plopski comes back in, understands that they do need this territory, but back towards A they go. Hampus is coming with the bomb now. We'll be on the 3-man defense of the A bomb site one more time.
You can see the mind games. Fozy, though, he's got a smoke line up. He's already been proactive in taking space. It's cool to see him repping as well, his teammate and former Ninja starting man, LNZ.
This is nice
what
from
can
shox,
shoxy see? He knows as the flames fade, it's his cue. He'll activate ZywOo on the info. 30 seconds, short is held. Pins pulled. Oh, shox is set for the multi-kill here. It's up about timing now.
Plopski's still looking here.
25. ZywOo looking to activate just as they avert their gaze. He strikes, propels them into the orb, and the orb is no more. Plopski flattens them, bulldozes the A defense, and plenty of time to plant. Take your time, set up the post plant.
Already called the save.
And they were already headed back to spawn,
so easy as that. Great stuff from Plopski here. He's been really good on some of these opening duels. I know the kill did start off with shox getting that opener right there, but the fact he's able to swing in, take ZywOo and Kyojin down, great work from him. Looking handy. And that will be the second. And yeah, Vitality are playing the long game here. You don't want to get dragged into the mud and play NiP's game by any means, because if it does become a scrim fest and both teams are force playing, well, then it really could become anybody's game. You want to keep this clean, play the fundamentals, all the setups you have, all the understanding of the approach to the game. You want to make sure you have everything you need and keep NiP in that more rough position.
Am I right in assuming that, you know, from your leadership perspective, it would be harder with the last second stand-in to call a T side than it would be CT?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The CT side, right, you can do a bit more alley-oops. You can be flashing for each other and stuff and holding your positions. Now, it gets more tricky when you end up on maps like Overpass and Nuke, right? Maps where the rotations on the CT side are problematic. But like a CT side of Inferno, a CT side of Dust 2, a CT side of Mirage, look, these guys play a lot of that, right? And most people understand the protocols and the theory behind how you want to do a lot of this on the CT side. Yeah, I think on the T side, just it kind of can help with Hampus being quite an aggressive in-game leader. And if he does feel the flow state of the game as a leader, he's taking space, he's finding gaps, he's being able to find the entries. That makes things a little bit easier,
Remember
right?
Hampus's happy phase, where we had like 6 months where he was a hyper lurker and successfully pulling it off?
Yeah, so if he can get into that, right, we've already seen him try and go for a couple of those plays, right, where he takes those extra, I'll call them in-game leader liberties, going through smokes that maybe other players wouldn't. If he can start getting away with a few moves like that, then NiP can really work their way into this game. But banana control taken this time around, and that's the different look through the molly. Masuda's going in.
On the extinguish, okay, well that will get... If I'm NiP, I'm backing out of that. I don't know what's around the corner anymore. The nade and the swing answers the question. Juggling nades. It looks like Masuda does want to be this blunt object. He's going to peek off of the incendiary smoke combo here from Apex. Or at least throw out this retake util. It's a great way to repel the invaders, like just through presence and utility and, well, placed utility at that. Oh, you nerd. So you throw it once without the smoke, and then you have that if you feel threatened again on B. You don't even need to throw it yet, but it looks like they will. So we do have a 3-man A defense. ZywOo, Kyojin, usually good for it. shox is processing information and summoning the Woo. Oh, they don't clear him. How don't you clear him? Already ZywOo takes one, and a double out of shox, a third on the cards as he finishes it with style. Only Esatag, and yeah, you can see from the perspectives our observers are enlightening you too. Quick headshots, all he'll get. Worms away with a miraculous escape. 8 HP, but not for long. Masuda's here to clean up.
Good awareness from Esatag there to be ready for that fight. But yeah, great work from shox. And he continues to play that trash position. We're seeing similar approaches from NiP. That was late with those arch smokes before. They were doing it blindly this time around with space.
I think Hampus,
back pocket.
He's been a bit of a zoomer about it. It's like, dude, it's 2021. Get out of that position. It's not 2015 anymore.
And that's some of the things, right? You have different types of entry fraggers. You have those guys that like jiggle and take every single corner and every single fight, or you have the entry fraggers which will take the space and hopefully you trade. Well, I think shox lured you into that one right there with the help of ZywOo, but back underway with the buys. Deep mid smoke out again. There is a pistol in play, and that's in the hands of Rez. But we saw his deagle prowess yesterday on Nuke. It was quite the sight.
You have to be careful, though. Your barrel does still clip into apps when set up like this, when you're playing that anti-flash. Oh, okay. Well, that was perfect. Hampus betrayed by that bottle of flame. It betrays his position, easy on the track, and now, well, boosting over the smoke. It's anticipated. Apex has even got a flash for it.
This is a rough start for Hampus here, Alex. He's 0 and 6 in terms of opening duels. I do actually make it 0 and 5, sorry, in terms of opening duels here. So not getting away with these usual hijinks, and that is going to be a problem for NiP going forward.
You got consummate professionals against you, and just on the precipice of the smoke, deliberate or otherwise, he's managed to clear it out. And oh yeah, rude surprise as they walk on in. It's only Masuda for one. They might commit on this. They know element of surprise and punishing this numbers. They are going to commit. Esatag coming in hot. Fuzi, Plopski. And what? Apex misjudges, gives them the sight, gives them the plant. Looking better now for a Ninja's third. Util, the well is dry. A couple of flashbangs. They might want to re-aggress coffins, you know.
There's so much right now for Vitality to work with. They can smoke top banana, they can get the mollies in. They have so much utility. They don't need to rush this one. You can see Kyojin lining up a dark molly towards Bacchus' site. Can definitely get that banana smoke in. No dramas and flashes to go.
Okay, Nubox and Emo Molotov is perfect, but Fozi's already managed to make it a double. Getting sweaty. Plopski up against the 1 HP of ZywOo. That should be the round. NiP successful in breaking down B. And with a heavy disadvantage to start. That was 3v5. Lovely stuff. Yeah, Hampus had to watch from the sidelines, but a third now was secure.
I think Apex, he must have heard them cross towards pool there, so a bit of a strange one from him. And it's actually put the team in an awkward situation. Kyojin with not a huge amount of money here, but this was great from Esatag, right? This little jump up, was there a flash call? I'm not quite sure. It was a strange play, but they have given up their third right here. And yeah, this feels like it was given to NiP in a way. They did have to get the openings, but a bit of a drama right there as Vitality will get the buy back in the AWP one more time. And no defuse kit here, so if we get into a post-plant situation again, maybe another save. Apex spotted, Rez with a warning shot or two, but only a Galil, so not the scariest of the weapons on the other side of things. Oh, okay, well, yeah, trying to play outside the box here. Fozi's gone straight through that top mid smoke. It's gone down very early. If they can get that AK, that would be great for Kyojin here. A nice little freebie for him. Confirmed the presence of that AWP. And yeah, Plopski, he's keeping the house tidy around here. So just making sure that that isn't easy to scoop on up, leaving that deeper in middle. And now back towards the B-bomb site they go again. But if they're quick on this, if they're to execute within the next 5 or so seconds and ZywOo doesn't clear mid, they can guarantee themselves a 2v4 on the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Apex looking to redeem himself in round 11. Masuta, a single flash. It will have to be the bullets. Molotov, they will be safe from the lineup. Bit late on this. There is a chance that ZywOo starts his rotate upon the util, who might be there. Masuta hiding in plain sight. Not enough of a distraction, and it's an easy double. Rez walks into B and forces another round out of Vitality.
Well, maybe a timeout called here. X just to get in the ear. But they had no info there. They played very totaled up Counter-Strike. That can be anybody's game at that point. It really does come down to hitting your shots and hoping you don't get mollied out of position. The flashes were great. So nice little B execute there from NiP and 2 great kills from Rez to get them on in. That was a number disadvantage to start things off again. A 4v5 for the majority of this one. And NiP,
look at him.
Turn it on its head.
He wants to punish them.
ZywOo is watching this with the AWP. Like, this should be his day of the week.
Now, surely, Kyojin, he's been so resistant for this AK. He's been dreaming of it. He knows it's been there, lying there in the middle of the map for 60 seconds, and he's been such a good boy, waiting it out. And Hampus eventually goes down. He's allowed off the leash. Grabs himself an AK for his patience. 4-7, though. That starts to become a competitive scoreline, especially when you start looking at what Vitality have in the coffers. Those saves were important. Yeah,
now, they are going to be able to scrap something behind this. You have 2 approaches you can go for here if you're Vitality. You can just play with these 3 rifles and not invest in everybody else, right? Hold on to all your cash money and then be able to buy in the next round with the loss bonus of 2,400. Or you can go all in. You can go, we have an AWP, an AK, an M4, head armor on all 3. What can we get? Apex, what can we get? Masuta here. And they actually are going for the buy in this. Here's the execute. Great little camera angle of this just to see how it all panned on out. New box, Molotov, the smokes were coming, the flashes were good. And overrun, right? And this timeout right now has given them a chance to talk things through. You got the fans at home as well. IEM.gg/fancam if you'd like to join all the action. Might be a long day at the office here, everybody. Best of 5.
God, that is a long map graphic. Breathe that in.
Wait till we do best of 7s.
Yeah.
Best of 9s. We'll add Aztec, a Prodigy to the pool.
I miss Virgo and Ancient, man.
You'll see more of it next year. I got a bit of an inkling about that.
I'll take you at your word. Apex and ZywOo this time to be defensive. There's some pace behind this initial utility. Apex, though, he is going to be the gatekeeper, just standing at that half-world, stamping tickets and stamping jaws. Rez is lucky to have gotten away with that one.
I don't know how Rez killed ZywOo there either.
Huh? Oh,
yeah,
wow. Brain did not see that.
Must have just been a shot or 2 through the smoke. ZywOo just got pinned to the wall. That's a bit of an unfortunate death right there, but fortunately, Apex can pick up that AWP. Masuta's been able to get over and find the MP9, and he'll be flashed forward. So info is good, but they're in a similar situation as they were in the previous. They don't have any map control right now, and Apex is actually called a gamble. It isn't a horrible decision to make right now. It was the right call, but they're creeping through this long smoke.
This is something else. As it fades, you might be... well, other people, what? Would have been surprised. Apex had the perfect lineup, just doesn't have vision. Plopski fades his to black, and now, actually... he might have a read on Masuta. Doesn't clear his corners, neither does the Frenchman. He's going to hear them though. Oh, betrayed. S-tag, a loud footstep nearly brings the round to a close.
I'd have to be a save again here.
But just like that, yeah, I think that duel was the swing.
Yeah, that has to be a one-way they're operating with there because it looked good. I know that Apex just got in position. So the thing is, it's not like he was scoped on the line to understand exactly what the background looked like. And it's not like he's normally an AWPer. So for him to take that kind of a scope on in, it's not a usual fight. But that was great. And it is an awkward-looking smoke, right? Normally, it's not that deep over towards the arch side. Normally, a little bit more shallow. So NiP manufacturing an opening there after the biff on top of Banana. But you can just see that impact onto ZywOo. You take him out, and he didn't even get a chance to be in a fight, right? So Rez, with that cracker, absolutely banger of a shot right there. I don't know if he was on the logs. I don't know where that one came through. Bit of bit of banter in the server. Amper says, Dan, please stop killing me through the smoke.
Oh, I thought we were going to take one each, you know, do our accent.
Oh, sorry.
Next time.
We can do that next time.
Dan, he just goes, yes? Please stop killing me through the smoke.
Yeah, he's getting the rough end of things right here. But you know that Hampus likes to play that way, right? So What are you going to do about it?
Here he comes again, the smoke criminal.
And he peppered up as well, so lots of damage done there by Apex.
This is the one way. Oh, nice work, guys. Nice work.
What could he have seen there? Like on our screen, we couldn't see a whole lot at all.
He's working on a little slither. It must just be enough. And yeah, a couple of French words for us to learn after that one, I'm sure.
Okay, well, the saved rifles is the best they have, and this is a half right now. NiP looking very, very good.
This is what happened last time. Just when we thought it was a dead on arrival, the ninjas, they show a potency. Now, the ZywOo opening death again. That's back-to-back.
Look at all the space, though. S-Attack's already pushed this arch side. It's the same long smoke that they're using to exploit here as well.
Yeah, this was the same one that led them to ignore Shoxy upon the fade, but...
All Kyojin here.
Yeah, it's exclusively on this man.
Oh, he's so dead.
Oh, you say that. It looks like his team have knocked them for 6. Nothing left of this defense or the rifles. So, NiP, we could call this a competitive half and a grand final starting to warm up. S-Attack finds out one of the remaining 2. It is just going to be that deagle on Apex with a very nice of the 5 required. Any more headshots for us? A couple to the belly button. And, oh, Fuzi, you might have to learn the hard way here, young man. Okay, charging down. Apex with his knife out. It's good vibrations over at the Ninjas camp, and you can see this is just going to be my case study. I'm going to submit this to university.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say hello.
University?
University of Michigan.
All right.
Jason's got a way in.
All right.
And I'm just going to do a little case study. Hello, this is my theory, my case study of NiP Vitality and Liquid at Copenhagen of why Counter-Strike is just a mental game. It's pointless. Doing the hours in DM, just get therapy.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right.
Look how happy they are.
Well, there are smiles on the face.
Different human beings, and now with 6 to 7 on the scoreboard. Mental an all-time high. Can they break the French, though? We know Apex, he knows the secrets as well, and Hampus does take a chunk, but early top banana control. The retake util could be imminent. Apex in position to drop it. Yeah. They might just respect that. Most teams tend to just find themselves strafing over the half wall, but what if you're boosted on it? Fuzi! Oh, off the half wall! Stylish as ever, loving that, and they build upon it. Apex, the only one with a rebuttal. Bombs anywhere. It's anyone's game, and now Rez is locked open B. Locked open, as you do.
Everyone, he's broken the lock.
Exactly. With a crowbar, no less.
Well, ZywOo is going to have to do something miraculous right here, because if he doesn't start hitting every single one of these, there's a real chance NiP win out the half.
Off the half wall, little circle strafe, peeking in. Definitely love that.
Look, ZywOo at this moment right here is thinking, I should save.
But I can't leave.
But I want to see him fight because...
Because he can.
Well, yeah, mainly because he can, but also because this half has gotten away from Vitality here. They need a ZywOo moment. It's a very unlikely one.
Good timing on the util, so the info's there. Kyojin from CT needs this duel clean and hasn't been able to deliver, so now ZywOo, yeah, just looking to survive, and he's not going to manage that either. Plopski with his 3. Popping heads and closing caps. NiP could leave this half with the lead.
Yeah, and they're very likely to here. The loss bonus, fortunately, in the favor right now, but that is looking at 5 rounds in a row here.
It was
for NiP.
7-2.
Yeah, and it's all really started to get out of control. Remember that Apex round where he jumped up coffins in a 4v3? Yeah, ever since then, we found ourselves in this situation. So you can see it is a small decision in an isolated round, but how quickly that confidence could now be scuttled with and taken away from the French. So they're in a very, very rough spot to close out this half here. They're by, it's the best that they can manage. And, whoa, Fozy over the top of the smoke, trying to get risky with it. Spotted him, and this time round, Hampus has gotten the opening. Shox was ready, he was shooting first. The trade is there, and the deagle is out for ZywOo.
Yeah, he's even got an M4, doesn't need it. Will opt to throw that rifle into his primary slot, and a bit of a gamble, yeah. We could have a very intense
he's here.
Early round. ZywOo likely to be hard cleared here. On 2 backs turned. Rez at least with a quick flick at a wrist keeps us interested. And info on Apex. Bomb not committed yet. Util pulled out. That was the last of the CT smokes. Kyojin info. S-Attack reveals himself from the apartment. A great picture and a better frag. Kyojin robbed of a second, but only 40 HP for Rez. 1 versus 2, final round, first half, first map, grand final, and tucked in with util. If he can get that smoke down, he can really disappear.
Interesting option here.
It's the one way, right?
Might have a bit of gap to work with here on either side.
Yeah, and he knows Apex is likely waiting for his teammate's flank. He's got the mental image. Smoker vision, perfect one way. Oh, it's brilliant from Rez. Can you finish? He just needs the head, but time is on his side as well, and he knows it. He'll play it like a seasoned vet would, playing the game now, a high flash. Apex, what have you got? Spotted, running him down, and that's the headshot. Rez, a brilliant clutch to secure it. Ninjas take the half. 7-2 down. They take the 8-7. Vitality, conversations to be had at the halftime.
But the fact that they've rocked up and just put 8 from a 7-2 down scoreline is actually pretty impressive here. Now, the CT side is where things actually might get a little bit easier for them. We saw this from Fozy yesterday. He was searching Boiler, having a look down mid, being a little bit aggressive with that pistol in hand, but they've actually opted to go straight up mid here, Vitality, to then move into second mid control. Interesting way to do things. You know that players are jump spotting in that Boiler for info here, so now that they've been able to garner this quite quickly, it is looking like an A pounce. Apex and Kyojin smoke cell through the sky. Kyojin's going to have the flashes, and they're going to waterfall out into Rez and Fozy here.
Here they come. Fozy, here's them on the site. They're not taking contact just yet. Masuta's the first to go down, but quick from the French. Double out of shox. And the site is lost. Nothing for Plopski. He can do nothing with all that util.
Here he comes.
Redundant. Hampus, however, has been booked.
He's going to be upset about this one. Old Hampus is Apex again. It's not through it's not through the smoke this time, but it is in the back of the head. So Hampus trying to get a little bit pushy there. Won't get anything for his troubles.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to plant some seeds of doubt in the Vitality fans' heads. Just
right.
by letting them know that NiP actually have been dominating on CT side specifically at this event. They are second in rounds 1 at 57% over on the CT side, second in multi-kills, and second in trade percentage, just trailing in Gambit's CT prowess. So they are the second best defensive team to the team we praise as having the strongest CT sides. That's impressive considering some of the caveats they've had in their last game.
Yeah, and I think yesterday during their game, one of the interesting things was the multi-kills on Nuke CT side. We really started to get to see their individuals whirring into action here. So if you see some more of that, then it can put up a defense for Vitality. But the thing is, like, this should already not be a scoreline like this. I feel like Vitality had dropped the ball a little bit there in the first half. I said I came in with no expectations, but this Vitality team, even though, you know, there's all the issues around that camp, or maybe not even issues, all the changes coming, they should still be the heavy, heavy favorites here. Remember, Fozy, we talked about it at the start of the cast, it's his second Tier 1 game ever, and it's a bloody grand final. So it's a curious situation we found ourselves in here, but let's see how much stranger this one can get. Hampus scout, top mid, taking a leaf out of the Apex strat book.
Yeah, now maybe if he gets him, there's a cruel irony to that. In-game leaders picking up scout second round.
You can see, though, Hampus isn't having a great game of things, but they're still tied at 8-8. So the level of micromanaging that he's going to have to do here and that type of in-game leading without these mid-rounds, it's going to make it a bit hard for him to focus on that crosshair.
I mean, don't forget, he's actually statistically in the conversation for best Swedish player. I think him and Brolin are toe-to-toe statistically right now.
Yeah, there's so much impact that you can get out of a player like Hampus, so I think it's a good sign that he isn't having to do his hard carry maneuvers just yet, but if we get to see him come alive on the defense here, could change the tune of this conversation. But up top mid control, Hampus is floating arch. Rez, the only defender right now in towards that site, and some nades here will telegraph the positions of Vitality. Now they're posting up for a bit of a set piece here, and Hampus is starting to clear. So with the back turn, the shot missed. He is going to get run on down. Yeah,
well placed though. The nade and scout combined. It's a potent cocktail, but Apex lives on. Oh, Rez. Horrible. Absolute nightmare fuel for the Deagle when they're so deep into the site before you've even pulled the trigger once.
Save call.
Have another go. Try again tomorrow. Okay. Shox? Monsieur? That wasn't Richard. That wasn't Richard. That was Dick Butterfly.
I think maybe Apex was getting a little bit sassy, and Shox said, hey, keep it calm.
You don't chat smack to Dick Butterfly and get away with it.
Cool. It sounds like a superhero.
I was thinking more cowboy.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Or he's in the bar, it's like, the name's Butterfly. Dick Butterfly.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for those uninitiated, Dick is short for Richard.
Yes.
Unless you're British, Australian.
And Papillon is French for butterfly.
There you go. So it all comes together. Full circle. It's like the circle of life.
You want to do some Lion King right now?
I do, but...
You're thinking about it, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't want to see a copyright strike because my Lion King is pretty good.
Yeah, you're right.
Look,
the grand final, Alex.
yeah.
It's literally your last cast of the year. Let's not be a clown. Or
well, you can be.
Okay.
We can have some fun with it because this final is a bit of a fun final, right? I think here, if we were sitting here with the expectations that this is the same like kind of level as a Major or a Katowice or a Cologne, just look at the teams you have in the server right now. Yeah. I understand the situation in front of you. It's great that these two teams are going toe-to-toe in a best-of-5, but there's some quirks about it. So let's enjoy the type of CS we're going to get today. But these carried across upgrades.
if Fozy does end up winning the second official in a Tier 1
Give him MVP.
Yeah, and let's do the full like Simba routine. Let's lift him up on the rock.
Okay, all right, I'm for it.
I'll put some moisturizer on his forehead. Simba.
A bit of toothpaste.
Yeah, oh, okay. What are you up to? An extinguish and a push? I was laughing at you as he takes them both down. Unlikely the round. They haven't even committed with the bomb, but they got full control. Double frags. The second bite doesn't taste as sweet. Nothing to report or celebrate.
Yeah, really can make either decision here, Apex, on where they want to finish. Top mid control, top banana control, everything you'd be looking for. And boatloads of utility. Now, no crowd control nades in terms of Molotovs and HEs, but smokes galore. And it's going to land in the face of Hamp as he gets forced forward. ZywOo will grab his third with the Galil. And let's see if he can grab himself a bit of an eco bash ace here. Leg spotted. Bullets are chipping away at Rez, down to 57 points of health. And, oh, he's going to send Apex in first.
Well, Apex is going to send Apex in first. Wow, he is being so gentle on the clear and, yeah, takes down Rez with ease.
Now, it is just Fozy. Shox is watching this position, so should be easy as you like. Spotted, controlled, dead. 10-8, the score now reads. And, well, the guns will come out. Now, this is where we get to see if NiP have the individuals online, right? That's what I'm looking for here, because a lot of these situations, when you could go, oh, in normal Counter-Strike, they can get one and trade, right? You're going to need to see the individuals getting multiple kills here, because they're going to have some strange maneuvers, and that could be some exciting CS. So Kit on Plopski, they've been able to get out M4's 4, plenty of nades to work with here, so whatever approach they want to go for on their CT side, currently 3 top banana here, trying to set Fozy up with the AWP. Hanging around.
Oh, I can't believe he's gone for a second little look, and maybe even a third as he calls for the boost. Okay, Fozy, you've been given the green light here.
Oh, this is quick on to A. There's only 2 defenders here. Rez and Hamp is about to step
the
up.
smokes are about to bloom already. Rez in the open, just
saved.
Robbed.
Saved.
Oh, that was a double every day of the week, but Shoxy thinks otherwise, and now, well, with the sight and a familiar sight for us in these last 3 rounds, it's a slow one for the Ninjas. They don't really get to play the game.
No, and this should be the save call every day of the week here. ZywOo was chipped away at Shaw, but no dramas, the number advantage in their favor.
Just taking note as well, 19 frags, so we haven't really mentioned his name once. ZywOo's just doing one of those things, you know, where he will...
This is
it happens with Nico, it happens with Simple. You don't talk about it, but then he's got 25, like 4 rounds into the second half.
It's when you're one of those elites, right? If you were dropping 50, then we'd be talking about
I
right?
believe it.
But if you're going to just get 25 or 30, ZywOo, it's just another day at the office for you. That's what happens when he goes and clocks in. He's on a different pay scheme to everybody else, I think.
Yes, okay.
You feel for Masuda, right, in that situation. That was like hardcore entry fragging. That what he's doing right there. Like, I will leap out and tell you where they are. That was his entire job, right? For him to catch them off guard, that's when the round goes really great. But it was a good execution nonetheless. And when you call that the smokes are still in the sky and they pounce out, there's a couple of ways you can approach that, right? Like sometimes it's very risky if you go before the smokes bloom, but one of the things that you can do is when those smokes are sailing through the sky, when the defenders, let's say you're playing pit, you see them coming over, you'll pull out a smoke to extinguish or to give you the one way, and then you can get caught off guard by the timing. So there is a method to the madness. But here we go, round number 20. Those rifles saved across. The lost bonus going to facilitate some drops, and they are looking good to go again. Cozy. Give it a gozy, mate.
Orp rattles off a shot. Echoes down that mid lane. Looking to bring the pain towards the apartments. Actually, make it 3 as they do the silent mount, courtesy of a ZywOo head. Well, there's plenty of control, and there's the first smoke. Fozy's just going to have to throw a stray bullet, but it's Rez who sends them straight out of short. Apex and Masuta, they line up for him. And now, if you want to return to Banana, it has been occupied. Planting the flag for the Ninjas is Plopski, and he's got a whole squad staring at his deep banana smoke. I think he realizes it was a bit too much jam on the donut.
Yeah, hard committed there, so I like this little move to drop on back here, but for Vitality now, they need to find something. ZywOo's having a little bit of a search towards top mid with that M4 in his hands. Kyojin and shox are making sure that nobody has pushed all the way down Banana, and even Tag is coming back over to back things up. So 45 seconds on the clock, operating blind right now. NiP with the number advantage, likely able to swat this away as long as they get the opening kill on the way on into this B bomb side. If Kyojin could just be a fake element here, so they've given him a limp smoke. He can work with this. Needs a kill to sell the fake. If he just dies, yep, they know it's going to be A.
Yep, certainly do. You actually get to watch that process as Fozy is corralled back. shox and ZywOo then walking straight past the cold remains of their teammates, Masuta and Apex. Oh, and they're going to join them if they're not careful. Rez, he started this for the Ninjas. Can he finish? He's down. Time. Oh, and the bodies have dropped. They've got 1 second to spare, and Vitality with this 2v4 out of absolutely nowhere.
2v5, I think.
2v5 even.
And ZywOo's now on the flank right now. This is some heads-up Counter-Strike. They're coming quick. shox needs to stay alive.
Exactly, and he knows it. Survival, integral. He has gone down early. ZywOo's had to change his mind. Ops for apps. It's not bad if he can isolate.
Not even looking.
Not even looking. He's got the 1v1. He's got the flash. Forces Tag off the bomb. Calls his bluff. Gets the info safely. ZywOo's mastering this thinking man's game. Light on time. Has to sit it. Gets the info. Gets the frag. What a turnaround from Vitality. 4 to ZywOo's name. We will discuss it now. And that one will get under the skin of the Ninjas. That was yours.
That was just like yesterday. The French pulled off a couple of those against VP. Remember, they were winning those on Vertigo? You shouldn't be winning those any day of the week. Kyojin walks into B and dies. As I said, they knew it was coming. And this is how the round started at a minute 25.
ZywOo, though, the bodyguard. Look at that. And then has the audacity to pull off the clutch as well. And let's see. You can see how excited he was to start.
Oh, I can talk smack now. Nice. Thanks, ZywOo. Where do you get one of these?
Yeah.
Off Amazon or something like that? Pick some up a ZywOo?
I want one.
Yeah, everybody, every home should have one. To be like a Furby back in the 90s.
Oh, those things were creepy. I think I'd rather have a Mathieu Elbow. He's got himself a top banana control. You know what? I think he fancies a couple of kills as well. Tag, the AWP, the perfect counter to a dry sweep. Careful, Apex, you're about to lose your AK. And that's 2 big ticket items. Sold to auction, the highest bidder, NiP, and they're on the quickest of rotations back.
Batten down the hatch.
I like the Fozy fake smoke.
Oh, shox has to get the bomb. This is going to be bad timing for him. Fozy's coming.
Fozy has him. shox. Oh, he's bested him. Fozy didn't know what to do with that information. It was overwhelming and absurd.
Stun locked right there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming back to help him out, though. Look at Kyojin coming through apartments. It might catch Hampus off guard.
Oh. What does that imply? Hampus's brain whirs into action. What does that mean? Why was he heading back to B? shox with the bomb. Masuta now
around the world.
Survival mission has bailed his teammate out of trouble. Safe passage of the bomb secured.
Well, they have no idea where Plopski is, and the time is actually working against Vitality here. Where are they going to finish? If it's back to B, it's a huge call. They don't know it. They don't know it that they can just run it here.
He could be anywhere, right? Like,
yeah, he could be hiding
anywhere.
backside. He could be coffins.
He could be sandbags.
Yeah. So they just have to take a few liberties right now. And Plopski, he was going to hear that molly. He will start rotating over now, but the bomb will go down and they can set up this post plant.
Brutality. Back to exactly what we saw and made them so potent in the semi-finals. They're doing it again here, and yeah, untouched on their T side so far. It was an 8-7 half, don't forget. And this looks like 13, unless Plopski's got the 1v2 in his bones.
He's been looking good. Okay, calls it off. Calls it off. I thought we were going to get a little exciting there. Has been looking sharp in certain situations. Masuda will confirm that it is their round right now. And, well, that was a bit strange. I think we got a little bit of everything right there. So, an exciting round of CS. And Apex may have been a little bit red-faced, right? He took a lot of pride in talking smack in the last one. I think if NiP won that one, they would have been yelling back over the fence just as loud.
Yeah, Hampus has got quite the battle cry. Masuda actually is really close on this hunt. Nice defense. Plopski will grab himself and maintain himself the AWP. Whole lot better than nothing, but the round has gone Vitality's way all the same. So 13, we're running out of chances now, NiP.
But this is where NiP came back in multiple games yesterday against G2. Now, I know it was G2 have a lot less weapons. They had a lot less strategies to pull out on their T side. They weren't as well refined as a team. They had the stand-in element going on for them there. They didn't have their in-game leader, so there's a lot of dramas as far as their T sides would go here. But for NiP, we've already seen them do it. Now, the sample size is one series, so we're going off of basically no information. But they can do it again. There's no reason. We can use history. Maybe it'll repeat itself here today, but the timeout taken, timeout called, and we are back underway and towards the freeze time. Double AWP CT setup right now. One for Hampus, one for Fozy.
Yeah, Hampus is having a screamer here in comparison to what I usually consider to be quite a consistent fragging presence in the Ninjas.
Yeah, I just think there's so much more that he has to do mentally.
Yeah, you're more aware of exactly the contrast of the type of calling he has to be making today.
So much more.
Oh, well, Fozy has actually just put up a man advantage on a silver platter.
Looked blind there, didn't he? So the flash must have just been on the fade right there. Not bad from him. Found an opener. But it's not like NiP haven't been in number advantage situations so far. And to look at this from Apex, just continuing to push the issue forward. HG over towards Coffins. Not bad, but won't do any damage.
Yeah, and that opening may not necessarily secure the round. Vitality lead the event in 4v5 win percentage.
Well, I think we've had a great example of that already, haven't we?
Yeah. And actually, their 4v5 is even higher on the T side, specifically. 36% win rate. So let's see if they can demonstrate now.
They weren't able to get a trade off of that one there, so picking up the bomb.
Shout out as well to SEO, who's pumping all these stats into our eyeballs. Much love to him.
Oh, they've changed tack here. I thought they were just going to go back for a BXQ, but looking very A-heavy right now. So as the smoke starts to fade, they can creep on up. No vision, either banana or top mid. But remember, double AWP setup. So if they're able to trade into S-Tag and res into the site.
You got summon, yeah. There's grounds for this. Hampus needs this. Still gets it blind as a bat. And now the bat signal on A. Need help. Rez doesn't really actually need anything. S-Tag solved his problems. Apex the only one to put his name in the feed. And that's the end of that. S-Tag.
He can't win this one. Yeah, look, he's good. He can't win this one. Damage would be great. That's another kill. Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look.
I didn't even start talking. I didn't start talking.
It would have been, that would have been something else. The other bullet, he would have had to bent. He would have to bent it around the map because I just don't think he could have found the last guy. But there you go. A response. The two opening kills of the round. This is Fozy there just on the fade of the flash, and Hampus, well, completely flashed. So both the AWPers getting it done. And S-Tag again, right? We were very concerned about his performance when he first joined this team. He had been on a bit of a downward trajectory, but in the last couple of games, he's been more than holding his own. Top of the scoreboard right now, 16 kills for the CT side alongside a Rez. So the two, let's say, most experienced members of the NiP roster are doing some work. And on the other side, well, we have been talking about him, ZywOo with 25. The contributors close to him, Kyojin and Apex on 14. Got a timeout called. Another one. And look, you don't want to have another slip up, right? Because Vitality have started both of these halves very strong, and then they fumbled as the game has progressed. So a Mach 10 in the hands of Apex here. Could be seeing something a little bit quicker. This tends to lead to us seeing more of a set piece. Because he definitely had enough money to buy an AK, so this is curious. Straight up the guts here.
Yeah, unless he has something specifically in mind. Yeah, flash, rush. get lost. Quick smoke, and then what? Just flood up long?
Yeah, they're just running,
they are completely exploiting them. This is the only hope on S attack now. Apex has run down Plopski.
Through the smoke.
And now dead with his pants around his ankles. Rez catches the tail end of their rotation. Fozy ready for blood. Just the first, puts them on their bottom, but the round's not secure just yet. Hampus would have to get this info, and more than info, it's bloodshed. Rez, one and done. Kyojin thrust into a 1v3 now too. And there's a tag. Oh, okay, should have got the frag. Kyojin's gonna catch that one. Rounds the corner for safety. He's evaded the grasp of death, but only for a moment. Esatag wise to create some distance here. He knows his responsibility is just a split sight. Bomb on the back of the low Frenchman. Yeah, and this is it. Enough time has passed. Esatag can and will be anywhere. Process of elimination leads Kyojin to middle. Glancing at the arch, he can take many a stance, and Esatag's just looked away as Kyojin worms his way to clear the site. Esatag should have this though. Yeah, that's the sound. That's the smoke. Safe perhaps, unless Esatag, oh, he spots his bottom, gives it a spank and puts NiP's first on the defensive board. Bro. Second? Excuse me, they just strung together too.
Only 2 surviving there, so at least Vitality are keeping that economy relatively honest here. Apex has plenty of money because he bought that MAC-10, so he could drop a gun across and they could get it going. But another timeout called, and I don't know about that one from Vitality, right? One of the things that you have that NiP don't is all the understanding of how to approach these rounds. You have a much deeper playbook. You can just go more into default spreads. You don't have to rush the issue here to try and finish. You can just pick them apart and play the late game, play the long game. Because you saw there, like, there was a player in Boiler. Like, Apex is pushing smokes. They're trying to get it done with crazy Counter-Strike, and that's actually going to play into what NiP could deal with. If it's more heads-up CS, that's easier for them. Once you're playing the rotations, once you're forcing them around the map, there's no utility left in their hands, you're not running through smokes, that's when things are going to be more difficult for them. So maybe that was the discussion just there within the timeout. And you can see, Plopski, his buy is not fantastic here, so an MP9 for him. So there's still a chance for Vitality to crack this one, but every round their NiP build, they're just going to look more flary. They're going to take more risks. They're going to be happy for the type of players you're going to throw their way.
And NiP definitely much more comfortable here on the CT side. Down the throat, ZywOo catches a nade, but pops some heads. B is open for business, courtesy of the Woo. And the whole squad decides that's enough of that. And of course, the French are reading them like a book. Ages 3 and up.
Now, this is where if they did take a timeout to say, hey, let's actually play refined Counter-Strike here, they will send somebody in to probe either site just so they know what they're dealing with. Unless Fozy pushes out and finds ZywOo here, then that will tip the scales back in the other direction. Looking for the half-wall boost, being extremely diligent. Fozy caught in the open, looking the wrong way, but the kill not landing just yet. More damage done for ZywOo.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh no, he's
the burst!
The shot. He's gonna blast him!
Oh no!
Oh, they're trying to knife you.
Wait, Rez is back a site. If they run in and don't clear here...
Okay, you really think ZywOo's not gonna clear? He's here to do his job. And not only does he find himself a stylish and, I'd even say, aggressive 4K, it's actually going to be the info that saves them from any potential disaster.
The burst. Curious one there from ZywOo, but I like to see it. Doesn't get too much show time. So, giving us a little bit of a look at that. But this second one here was great, wasn't it? Just poised in that kill to Esatag, doing his best, and that's the damage done. The swing to try and trade from Hampus.
Wow, he was full ADing on that dude's head. He's got such an understanding of his, like, I was about to say kind of mind-body connection, but his...
Well, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because it's
virtual body. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Bang on.
Really cool.
Hey, look at the background of the gentleman there in the bottom right. Oh, well, we'll see it again on the fan cams later. I appreciate it, dude.
IEM.gg/fancam. Join the conversation. Everyone's chatting in Discord. You know, we're all people who like the same thing.
We are all people.
I hadn't finished. We're all people who like the same thing, and typically you have good conversations with people like that.
That's true. Okay, well, last-ditch attempt here, and I mentioned that NiP's money was not great, and you do see the ramifications of that here. It is 4 pistols and an M4A1S with some light util, not a defuse kit in sight. So this is where Vitality can land that uppercut, really lay out NiP here and give themselves a runway to close this one out. Apex leading the charge up Banana this time. Molly with double HE will secure the fact that Sandbags is clear, but he's going to be extra cautious about this one.
Oh, it's a tag, you greedy goat. Does land some damage and gets away with it, so what do I know? But Oh, they're
Going
well
through.
ahead of that. S-Attack doing the flashbang dance. Apex crashes that, and now a deep CT smoke. He's got 2 more there.
Thank you
no.
very much. That is the downside of the juggling of the nades right there. Apex cannot believe he's bloody luck.
It's over. Like that. He's got smokes for the rest of the afterplan.
And the thing is, his team was so quick on this as well. They had residual smokes as well, so they could have kept it. They could have kept the smoke for the entire round time.
Yeah, you're right.
The entire round time. Don't worry about the bomb time. The entire round time. So that's that really comes back to bite them there. Poor NiP. Remember, this is their map choice. They were fortunate enough to secure the first 2 out of the 3 maps. Now, it doesn't mean they have consecutive, but the next map we have coming up in the play is Dust 2, and that's where we saw them come a bit of a hiding yesterday against G2. And then the third will be Nuke, and that's where they kicked off their campaign and I think surprised us all. So if it is to be done in 3, Vitality will have to get through 2 of the Swedes' picks early. First one just 1 round away now. All 5 stay alive. The save guns on the other side.
I mean, that's the first time I've seen that to that extent, where, you know, the T is not only killing the player on boost, but also finds and looks at the floor with 3 extra smokes for a deep CT.
Well caught there by Jay.
Yeah, nice work, gang. Real nice.
Well, 1 more round required here, and it is feeling like one of those matter-of-time games now that they have, I guess, had that conversation to tidy things up. You didn't want that one to get out of control again. Now, let's see what gamble is Hampus going to go for this time, because they do have to take a bit of a risk. M4's around now. It's not just the pistols. Fortunate the cheaper M4 and the max loss bonus in their favor here has actually given them a substantial buy. A very mindful save as going through the paces, the French take their time. Shox on the T side AWP here.
Should see the 30th frag of the Woo come through. We'll get things back in sync and a sinking feeling for Apex as he's down to 16. Bogdan's Law observed at the tail end of 2021. One of the most long-standing theories from one of the many philosophers of the game.
Yes, one of the biggest thinkers. Up here we go. A biff is on, a 1-for-1.
Oh, Rez, he didn't finish his meal. There's plenty of broccoli on Kyojin's plate. He can live on. And with 45 seconds, they can go anywhere they desire. Smoke towards library, but no info top mid. They're coming into Plopski's corner, and Flash isn't bad. ZywOo averted gaze, but a nice find from Apex. Scores a 3v3. Very low, though. The walk-in wounded for these two.
Oh, might have a real chance here, NiP. The fact that there's only 30 seconds left right now, Apex getting desperate towards top banana. He's sending the troops over towards Rez's bomb site, who's still over towards Pit.
It's a very half-hide fake.
Yeah, look, it might keep the feet planted of Hampus, but not S-Attack. And if Rez can get a kill here, he might have done enough.
Oh, well, that's info.
Oh, it's a great molly.
Looking to delay the default plan. He's trying to hold on. shox has found him, though. And again, Vitality. A couple of seconds on the clock. shox knocks a 3rd and 16 imminent. Only Hampus. Not had fun on Inferno, but maybe he's decided it's time to extend play. He knows where shox is. Kyojin likely on that default side. Clearing now. Hampus in the blind spot. He's a dead man. He's got to be a dead man. Is now 16-10. First map, grand finals does go the way of Vitality. They react and they adapt at 8-7, but nicely closed out in that second half. We'll be taking a break and hearing what the boys at the analyst desk have to say. Stunner and his cronies back after the highlights and the break.